wonderful panel. So today, at the first approach, I would like to tell you about street lights. There are more than 1 lakh, 1 crore 65,000, 1 crore 65 lakhs and 483 million 483 street lights. Okay. So in all these street lights, not all are implemented at every time, right? Do you know the budget, how much India spends on the electricity bill, which has to be produced at every night, like 12 hours in summers and 15 hours in winters? They spend around 300 crore. But does each and every street light need to be necessarily turned on, even though there are no vehicles around it? No, right? If we think like that, that 30% of the street light's electricity bill can be saved. So it's approximately up to 90 crore budget. So due to this reason, I have come up with a modern approach where most of them know it. It's about using sensors in the street lights. It's very common, like applying sensors and all. It's fine, but how would the street light know that which street light has to be turned on as per the vehicle? Let's say a sensor light. I'll tell you that. So this is an attempt, a modernizing attempt to make sure that the electricity which we are using can be implemented in other ways. The first approach which I would like to tell you is a sensor light which can be placed 3 foot above the ground to the street light. When a car light beam approaches to the street light, then the sensor gets activated. When this street light gets activated, it will signal that 10 forward street light and 10 backward street light, so that the view of the car is available to the people who are observing. Like that, more than 80% of the street lights can be saved, electricity can be saved. Think it as if street light becoming smart enough. Now here the role of IoT is making sure that there is connection between each and every street light till the 10 ones, so that not all the street lights have to be turned on for continuous while. Like this, we can save up to 120 crore budget. And the problem of viewers. Most of them people think that viewers will not be able to see whether a car is available or not at that speed. It ensures that this sensor stream light will ensure that that particular and the 10 corresponding street lights backward and forward will be turned on for at least 30 seconds, so as to ensure even if they have to apply any sudden brakes, it can be measurably satisfied and there will be no catastrophe happening, even at the midnight especially. And especially taking the east side area, Nagpur, Meghalaya, Mizoram and all, most of them do not even use national highways because of its high terrain. But instead, yet the street lights are on, right? This is the reason why I have come up with this solution using classic sensors. Classic sensors are specially focused on light sensitivity. It uses ultra spectrum component, which makes sure that not all lights which are corresponding towards visible light, which are sent by light or like car beam light or the sunlight, it makes a difference between them. That is the why we use cluster street lights, sensor lights. The here main part of the thing is how can we program them. So implementation of program is quite difficult in this, when we have to implement connectivity between the forward 10 and the backward 10. So by this we can use the logic of pigeonhole problem. Pigeonhole problem is a situational problem where it can find out whether the next few street lights at what range can be turned on. It's not like every street light has to be on, right? So this is my approach of reducing the cost. It can save up to 120 crore as I informed. That's it. Thank you, sir.
The problem which we our idea will be to help India in reducing the investigation percentage. So, raise my voice. As we all know, India spends roughly at around 948 crores on investigation. Investigation is very important in finding criminals and helping out destroy targets which may be threat to us. But the problem is, even though we are moving towards a digital India, a lot of this investigation is carried out by manpower. And by manpower, I mean a bunch of investigation experts going through papers upon papers, trying to find out any leads towards the suspect. So where does our idea come from? So let's take you a step-by-step journey of how we generated a model to help us in this investigation, and a very live example of how we use this investigation to not solve but at least predict a problem which a company faced. Let's see. A first step in our machine learning model which helps in this is the ability to read handwritten text. We can see this in our model where we were able to predict 5, 0, 4 and 1. These were a few handwritten digits which we made as a test to predict any of the written information. This information can be from articles, newspapers, to even documents signed and forms written. Well, what's the next step? Our next step was to make sure that we found the right information at the right place on the right time. We have a model right in front of us which will scan through thousands and thousands upon such pages. We'll look at the keywords and we'll also find faces. If I want to display this to all of your audience, I'll show this. So this is our code and these are the results. So what you see today, what you see here are a bunch of faces. But these are not just faces. We have scanned thousands upon thousands of magazines and newspapers and articles and forms, and we are looking for keywords. Let's say if our suspect was named Christopher, like we have written here, S equals Christopher. We can search for this keyword in many magazines and we can find the faces. Now you're like, at this point things are fine, but how will this help with the 948 crores opportunity? Simple. All of these tasks which I perform right now with 3 programs is done by a manpower of close to 1500 people per state. And all of that task was done with just 3 programs and 38 hours of work. At the end of the day, information is on the internet for all of us. This is not something which I would say information which are taken from any private places. This is all publicly available to us and we are able to perform these investigations. One result for this investigation would be my final project. This right here was the SpaceX analysis project. I am sure all of us have heard of SpaceX, right? SpaceX was not able to identify. If you don't know, SpaceX is a spaceship which launches astronauts into the space, but then instead of destroying the bottom part, it re-lands the bottom part on the ground so that it can be used again. In total, it saves you $46 million per launch. And what you have for you today is a very small pie graph. But in this pie graph, we have analyzed all the times where this ended up in a failure. Times such as when the weight of the aircraft was more than 6,400 kilograms, to very small factors such as landing on water is a lot more successful than landing on air. And all of this was possible just from those 2 models which we saw earlier. By scanning through multiple articles, looking through keywords, we were able to derive this result. And as it turns out, this result very much correlates with the results of SpaceX, who later gave us an interview. I want to conclude that this technology made through 3 programs and a lot of various efficiency reworks can be used to eliminate a lot of manpower and be able to solve a lot more cases, a lot more investigative problems which we face right now, from terrorist threats to even minor cases, just by using a few programs, some good use of machine learning and finding the right places to use them. As I showed you earlier, that with the name Christopher, I can search through millions upon millions of magazine, newspapers, and even written articles, which are written by hand. And using 2 machine learning models, the face detection model and the handwritten detection model, we were able to do it. Adding more and more models to it, we can detect and investigate almost any case. This will reduce the budget of Indian investigation systems, and that can be used to actually having the manpower to solve these cases rather than spending all your time investigating these cases. This is where I'll end my presentation. I hope you all like it, and I think that this is a very revolutionary way, a very simple yet revolutionary way to save our money and to speed up the investigation processes. Thank you so much.
My name is Sushil, and today my project is about resume analysis. Okay. First of all, what is a resume analysis and where it is good? First, I will tell the application and then I will show the execution code so you can understand it. Coming to the resume analysis, generally in companies like Standard companies like Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Netflix, and Google, they will provide much more packages and the company environment is good. So many of the people who are interested in this kind of company will apply. They will send their resumes and to the company. These companies are very preferred. They even won't check our resume. But this problem is solved by using a machine learning model that is resume processing and resume analysis. Generally, I have created a machine learning project which is used to analyze a machine learning, which is used to analyze resume. Generally, our resume format is like this. You can see our resume format is like this. And from this resume, my machine learning model is used to detect what the education of a person, what are the skills of a person, and what is his experience. By telling this, by using this machine learning model, we can reduce a lot of time human work in the pharma companies or any MNC companies. By using this machine learning model, and we can also select the persons who are interested in this, and we can shortlist them easily. I can show my code. Okay. I have posted my code in GitHub, and here is some code. Here I have used some deep learning techniques. By using these deep learning techniques and some methods, we can also reduce the human work, and we can also detect the resume. First of all, what my machine learning model is using and what the job of this model is. First of all, it takes a resume. It takes a normal resume and it will detect the skills, education, and some contact data and some other things. By using these skills and this education things, we can whether the person is okay with this job role or whether the person is selected for this job role, which it is used to shortlist. And here are the results you can see, and here are the results that a machine learning model is done. And finally, after generating this text, they will match with their job roles. Okay? So that the model can select a person is shortlisted or not. This is the easy technique, and this is a model which is used to reduce the human efforts and to go through the company. That's it. Thanks.
I'm Krishna Manohar and this is our team. So we have made an application named as Squawk Economy. The term Squawk represents single point of contact and economy means accommodation. So you might be wondering what is this Squawk Economy? So generally a problem arises in searching for rooms. Most probably occurs between the bachelors. We search for rooms for residents. For example, we go for different places. I'm staying in this Hyderabad and I got a job in Bangalore. I have to shift to Bangalore, but I don't know where to stay. And if I have no relatives, I don't know where to stay. So I have to go there and search for the room. And if I don't like the rooms, I can't stay there. So normally these kind of problems occur for every human, not only for bachelors, even for families and everyone. So we have made this Squawk Economy application where you can book rooms in online. So you can search for the rooms and you can see what kind of rooms are available and what kind of residence is available all over there. So if it's offline, if we go there and search for, if we don't like the rooms, it will be a lot of new manual. I can't come again back to Hyderabad. So if it is online, we can see what kind of rooms are available over there and how the residence, how many can accommodate. Whether it's a single sharing or multi sharing, or we can do. So through our application, we'll provide all those interfaces. There will be two kind of logins. One is owner and other is the guest, that is we as a customers. So owner and the customer. So if I have my customer, when I open the application, I'll see all the details of the room, the owner details and everything. So for owner, if he has any room vacant, he can fill all the details of the room and he can upload all the photos over there. So when I open the application, I can see what kind of rooms are available, whether it will be fitting for all the people or not. So we have also provided some unique features like virtual reality. Normally in photos, when we see the rooms, it won't be same as when we see in reality. So by providing virtual reality, we'll know all the, we'll see the rooms in a 3D manner. So we can know how the rooms are accommodated. So through virtual reality, we'll see the rooms in a reality way. So it will help us in accommodating the rooms in a better way. So, and we'll not only provide this virtual reality, but also providing AI. So, for example, if I'm staying in a room and I want to shift in either 3 BHK, 2 BHK or 1 BHK room, and if I want a similar features, so based on my previous search, it will recommend me the same. For example, if I'm looking at 1 BHK and I want 1 BHK, based on my previous searches and previous places I have covered, it will show me the 1 BHK room. So this AI recommends we can also search for the better room. So with all this, we can say man work will decrease and we can search for the better rooms. It will help not only for families, batches and all this, it will help all the people in need. So we don't have to go for in house to house for searching of rooms. We can easily search it online, we can easily accommodate the room. Normally these kind of problems arise in a bachelor's as well as by most of the BC or BTech college students. First year they will be staying in a hostel, and this year they want to shift out. So, for example, we think in IBP we have to go to the houses and we have to ask whether it's a room or not, and they will simply say it's not for the bachelors, only for the families. So before asking them, if we see online all the details, we'll know whether it's for a family, whether it's for a bachelor's or not. So instead of going there, we'll search for the rooms online and we can easily accommodate. And for the registration, we have to give all the details of us, like Aadhaar details and all the uploading details. We have to upload our documents. So by uploading documents, the owner will see all the documents and he will have all the documents. For example, if I don't pay the fee, if I don't pay the rent and I am running away from the home, so, but the owner will have all the details of it. So I will easily. So it's a beneficial for both the owner as well as the customer. So I think it's a good thing to provide online where everything is becoming online. So our application provides everything and the interface is online and it's a interface. You can see it's a logo and there is a individual owner login and customer login. There are two kinds of logins. And for the owner, all the details will be provided, room number, hostel, whether it's a 1 BHK, 2 BHK, or we can sort the filter. Based on if I want a room under 5,000, I can search. I can sort the filter and based on cost, feedbacks, facilities, house owner, and all the data we can log in through Google, Facebook, or anything. And is the database, we are putting a database to hold all the details of the customer and now and this is the registration for the owner and all that. And with this we can book rooms and we can avoid going from room to room. So it will be based on. Thank you.